Why did he do it like a gremlin?
Wow, seamless. Absolutely seamless.
Why did he run around why did you crouch and do it?
It's low run, it's faster. Everyone knows that.
Yeah, it was. It was like
Everyone knows that. Can I just 1 second?
Oh,
Continue.
That would have been funny.
that would have been funny. That would have been hilarious.
That would have been great. Yeah, I mean, give it 2 or 3 episodes, and you'll have some contraption to be able to press the button from sitting there,
Like a Wallace and Gromit
Yeah,
sort
yeah,
of.
Yeah, it'll be like it'll go that way first, and like all the way around the office.
It's like Mousetrap. You'll have some dominoes,
and then right at the end, of like the ball that like the most daring part of it swings up, and it's like, oh, I didn't hit it.
See, I had Homer Simpson when he's on the couch and he's trying to just tap the Y button.
Big old Rube Goldberg machine.
good. Hello, everyone. Welcome.
It's good to be back.
Yeah, there's a lot going on just now. So if you're looking for something fun, interactive to do, we're going to kick off that at 4:30. So we're going to have 20 minutes of chatting, introducing what's going to happen, who's here, speaking to guest, Mark. Mark.
It's okay. It's not Mark Guest.
Mark guessed, just guessed.
And then, yeah, we'll do the percentage game. We'll have 5 questions to go through. So we'll have normal quiz-based stuff from then. And that's how it's going to go. So we're resurrecting and combining 2 things we've done before. So we ran the podcast for years. And since then, we did the live stream version for a few months, which was great fun. The tail end of summer last year, sometime last year, I think, maybe the year before. I don't know, sometime in the past. Now we're combining them. So we're filming this. It's live streaming. And then we're going to put it on YouTube, and then it's going to get edited by Scott and go out on all the usual platforms.
On the audio platforms.
Yeah.
The traditional audio platforms, which now seems to be majorly Spotify.
And then it'll come out on vinyl eventually.
Yeah.
Nice. But Scott's going to have to post those. So,
We're gonna get one of those you know, and the planes drag around the banners. We're gonna get that on our Spotify, like, you know, scan this and you'll see people.
Not even the scan thing, like the URL. Type this in.
HTTP. Yeah, so that's how it's going to go. Today's the first one, so we're combining a few things. There'll be a few little gremlins in the system, but we'll laugh it out.
There was a gremlin trying to get over to his chair.
More internal
You know what-
gremlins.
You know what
than
it
Scott.
looked like? It looked like you were changing attitude. Sorry, just before this all started, Scott had to press the button over the computer, which is beside us, and then over this way to me. And as he ran around, it was like he was changing personality to be on the podcast. And I come from a technical geek person to a person who can be on a podcast.
So confident. What a confident young man.
Not that we're monitoring everything you do, but you know,
Yeah.
walk better.
All the cameras, all the extra cameras that we've set up.
Yeah, so let's start at the start. So with me today on my right.
Are we like, this is the point, are we kicking off the podcast now? Are we kicked off?
Well, we're live, so we're going to have to do something.
Oh, but we need to do the big intro.
Right.
No?
Yeah.
We need to do our big, like, podcast intro.
Well, I was going to introduce who's here, and then we can dive into the...
Oh, no, we need to go for, like, a welcome.
Okay, fine, go ahead.
Oh, no, I mean, is this not where we're at?
You said the name of the podcast.
I don't think we've even said the name. Louis went through the very much clerical stuff at the start.
It was very good. It was a lot of,
I thought it
lot
was
of
very
admin.
good. Louis'
I enjoyed that.
bread and butter right there.
Thank you.
But we're back to starting the podcast where we get the joy of Scott getting tense.
Yeah, go for it. Someone else can do the intro then. Someone else can go
No,
wild.
you did a very nice intro. But it was like the Twitch intro.
Right.
And then now we've got the podcast intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to... sorry.
Hey, I was all up for that.
I felt confident and then backed down immediately. It's not who I am.
Because then I'm now thinking of the theme tune coming in.
Okay, that's good. I'm in the right frame of mind now. That helps.
Muscle memory.
Welcome, everyone. Hello. Come on in. We've got GQHQPQ, which stands for Goose's Quizzes Headquarters Podcast. Episode 1 of whatever series it is. Scott, what series is it?
I think 6.
6.
The Lost Tapes.
Series 6. So if you're listening to this, hello. With me today, we have Scott.
Hey. Forgot about the audio part for a second.
One or other. Nothing.
Wait, redo. Hey. Hello.
It's fine. Look, you're editing.
Scott here.
It's fine.
Yeah, I'll just dub.
We've got Scott. We've got Goose.
Hey there.
Good. And our guest for the day is Mark.
Hi. First time, long time.
First time this year, long time taker-parter. Your third.
You've come back with very quick retort there. I'm quite.
Your third edition on the podcast, but unbeaten so far.
You've been on 3 times, twice before.
I thought I've only been on once.
Oh, you've only been once.
Yeah, I think I was just very good the first time.
Were you on one of the live ones?
What?
No,
Twitch?
I've done some live quiz. I did a live. I hosted a quiz on Twitch.
No, but we did podcasts live on Twitch, and I wonder if you were on one of them.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Oh, maybe.
But look, the moral of what I'm trying to say is he's undefeated.
Yeah, let's go with that.
So we had to get out there, otherwise he was going to say it. So I'd rather
Straight
I
away.
said it first of all, just to clarify. But yes, Mark's undefeated. He's very good at this game.
We might call Mark every so often, and it's the
Yes.
same person.
Yes.
Yeah.
It seems like it's quite rude to me that you don't call me by my actual name, but when this all kicked off, it was just a lot easier.
Did we have 3 Marks in the company at that point? Was it just 2? But
I felt like I was always Mark 2 or Marked.
I think Mart is more generous than Mark II.
agreed. We could call you Mark B,
Yeah,
and that would also be weird.
That would be worse.
Mark I.
He's also Mark B.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't mean that. It's when we had 2 Australian Scots, and the whole thing just fell apart.
The other Mark. No, Mart is what we'll call him. Mart.
Well, no, we'll probably just call him Mark, right?
Interchangeable.
Yeah.
Well,
But I thought I would just give the warning at the start of the podcast that we might call you Mart every so often.
it felt very strange typing Mark in,
Yeah,
knowing it was you.
Yeah, no, it was me.
because it is the quick way of making sure we know who we're talking about.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I don't. It sounds like I'm being mean to myself here, but it works for everyone that I'm not the main Mark.
Do you have other nicknames?
Sometimes Marcus, but not really. Like
Marcus.
Marcus.
Sometimes I don't mind it. I would respond to it, but I didn't really have. No, I'm not really a nickname person.
But Mark isn't short for Marcus, for you.
No,
No,
a
no,
rare
absolutely not.
occasion where a nickname is much longer than a.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah. Ma. Is, in Yorkshire, I've got quite a lot of Yorkshire family, and they don't pronounce the R. It's just Mac.
Okay.
Mac,
Get used to that when you go to Australia.
Yeah, well, I can't. Yes.
Nice.
They'll find a way to shorten it or lengthen it with an O or a Y.
Marco.
Marco.
Yeah.
And then you say Polo. And
Hopefully your name just changed to Polo then.
Well, that would
It's
be
like,
fun.
why are you called Polo? Oh, everyone called me Marco when I first came here.
So that's a good a 2-layered nickname is what I like. There's a lot going on there.
And that probably introduces us as to why you're on the podcast now.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you're leaving us.
Yeah, I am. Yeah. You
So
said that quite forlorn.
Well, no, I am sad. I mean, I know I struggle to look sad often. I just look gormless most of the time.
Look
but
straight down the camera.
People
and
can
say,
see that now.
I
too.
am sad. I am, though. You've been with us for quite a long time.
I was going to say, out of all the hosts you have right now, other than Mark and Kirsty, obviously, I kind of.
And Scott and Louis.
Yeah, well, yeah, but you guys are.
Yeah.
You guys
Sorry,
are like.
they're part of the furniture here.
There are bones in the walls. And,
We enjoy that, though. Other than the people that are clearly like,
but you know what I mean.
Outside
Yes.
of them.
Is
And,
anybody
yeah.
hosted longer than me?
no. I
Maybe
think
Robin.
I was going to say Robin.
potentially Robin.
Yeah.
But Joe, I think, was after.
No, yeah, so
Yeah.
maybe the 5th longest.
Yeah, sure.
6th longest.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Well, congratulations to the rest of the quiz hosts who are now just going to go up one
just
spot.
jumped up. And it's quite funny on the payroll structure. Everyone has a number, and the number is generated from like when they started. But the people who started like in the cash in hand days, which we had for a
Oh,
while,
right, okay.
they all it was just an auto-generated number that happened for them. And then after that, it's been sequential. So it's quite funny. And the numbers are pretty high. We've had like almost 50 employees over Goose's
wow.
quizzes at different times, you know. Because we're quite... People do move on. We're aware of that. We're awful people to work for, you know. Crack the whip
Let
non-stop.
me just say this now.
Nice.
Yes. No. If you're a student, it's given that, and I think you'll say you've got quite a lot of students who host for you.
Yeah.
It was a great job. It was a perfect job. You got to be in bars and you didn't have to be in bars. So like
Good.
it was
Yeah.
all evening work, never weekends. Great. Love it.
You got all the fun of a bar without actually the responsibility of like, you know, anything happens, you're like, bar stuff.
Yeah. There was a lot of that.
Please help us. Yeah. No, I agree. I think it's one of the best jobs you can do. That's why, I mean, we put up job adverts now and we get a lot of applicants for them. And Louis is very good at weeding through them, which I'm glad he does and I don't have to do that. I just walk into the interviews straight away, know that this isn't the right person. No.
Don't say a word. Turn up late.
No.
You wore that, did you?
We can always go back to that one interview. Oh, the dream one.
We'll save that. They're going to come on as a guest at some point.
Oh, if we could do that, we just had the best interview ever once. And it was,
really?
And I don't want to go too much into it because I just think it was a few mistakes in a row they made. But the big mistake I think they made was when we offered them a tea. This was when we were allowed to be in person. I offered them a tea and they put like 7 sugars in it, one at a time. Not like 7 one after another. They put 1 sugar in, stirred it for a while, another one, and it was like, this is the moves of a psychopath.
Did you hire them?
No.
All right. Okay.
I mean, there was a conversation just.
Hi, Scott. He's now down to 5.
Yeah, it was just sat, and it was just this thing where I could see. I think we were potentially hungover as well, but I think we'd had a staff party or something had been the night before.
Okay.
But I could see Louis, like his mouth going and about to smile and laugh, and I spent my time trying not to do that as well. And so then it just was like, this interview's basically over already.
Yeah. Also, you don't want somebody taking 7 sugars. You don't want to be friends with that person.
It just feels a little bit.
If you're watching right now, you are watching right now. Don't put 7 sugars in your tea.
Not in an interview. Just control. Can I have one of them as well, please? While you're.
I mean, if you're offering, I'd like one of mine as well, Scott, if you're there.
Oh, look at this.
Anyone else?
Look at the gremlin.
I know we just said how good it is that you don't have to be in a bar with this job and do any of the bar work, but...
It
Yes,
expires pretty soon.
we're here to talk about Mark, though,
Yeah, Mark.
Who is-
Apologies. Who interviewed? How did we interview you?
who's moving to Australia. It was just me and Mart. We went to detour on the road.
Oh, yes, we did. Yes.
Yes, because you were just going to go to Copenhagen.
Wow. Yes, I was about to go to Copenhagen and watch Copenhagen FC.
to see FC Copenhagen.
You guys just talked about football, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I went to Schalke about the year before, and we also talked about Schalke for a bit.
Yes,
Yeah.
and since then, I mean, they've went wildly downhill since
Yeah,
then. So that was a high watermark for Schalke.
Can we end this?
How's your
like,
day been?
yeah,
Look,
like
you guys will be-
early before the
You'll
football
be,
chat.
You'll be
just-
talking about Australia pretty
Pan
soon.
them to the left. We'll have our separate on the right.
The thing is, when Leon Goretzka left, that was the real
Yeah,
issue.
it was
Classic.
downhill.
Yeah.
Rookie mistake from Copenhagen
Yeah.
FC.
Yeah.
Yes, so that was then, but now you're moving to Australia, which is why you're leaving.
Yeah.
And have you been to Australia before?
I have not. No, my girlfriend, she came over to Australia in 2019, just for 6 months, 7 months to live, have a holiday, live a wild young life in Edinburgh, and we met 4 days into her being here, and now I'm going back over there.
Nice.
So
Strong recommend.
Yeah. Well, there was no inkling for me to go before that moment, and I'd known you for several years now. So-
Those two things are very closely connected.
going in as we record this. What's the date today? 20 days.
Exciting.
20 days. 3 weeks.
This will probably be released about a month after you.
Yeah.
I'm in Australia. I'm not dead.
From beyond the border.
That's fine. We'll get a nice picture of you in front of the bridge or something.
Yeah.
And that can be the
Sure. I
picture
mean, I
for
won't
the
be going
podcast.
outside because it's Australia and I'm so white. But, we'll see.
Yeah.
I got quite hot when I was there a number of times. And I went in, when did I go? October. I think I went in October for a month. And it was
Hot in Australia, Scott?
Can be, yeah.
on a scale of 1 to a million degrees.
Well, it's coming out of summer now, so
Yeah, my girlfriend's like, oh, yeah, it's getting pretty cool. It's like 20 degrees there right now. It's really cooling down. I'm like, why?
you just have to worry about the floods. That's
Yeah.
what's going on there.
And you know that everything kills you there, right?
Yeah. And everything's on fire.
Right, yeah.
Right.
It's sort of, yeah. It's a bit of a kind of
And they call them thongs. I mean, it's just...
the biggest adjustments. Like I can deal with getting bitten every day by a spider and burnt and drowned, but
Flip, flop.
I still think the better one is New Zealand's one, which is Jandal.
Jandal.
Oh, that sounds like something a 5-year-old girl would want for Christmas.
Nah.
Mum, can I please get jandals this year?
I wore Jandals non-stop when I was in New Zealand, and it was like Jandals. I think are a better name for them. Flip flop I do get, but it's a cumbersome name.
Yeah.
Just in case anyone doesn't know what we're talking about here, so I just spend a moment like everyone calls them either flip flops, like Jandals or
I think so.
thongs. There's not another word for them. Open-toed sandals. That's not what they are.
Pluggers.
Sliders.
Pluggers. Some people
Yeah.
call them.
We call them pluggers
Well,
because of the plug.
no extent of nicknames in Australia.
Yeah. And then you get the good ones are called double pluggers because they've got 2 on each side.
Yeah, because Havanas don't have that.
Nah.
Nah.
Wow.
We have big opinions about
About sandals.
footwear.
Good. Well, that's a conversation starter for when you're in Australia.
Yeah, yeah.
You,
Thank
you
God.
want to make some friends over there. But yeah, you're moving over, and you've got all your plans settled. You're going to where first of all?
Going to Sydney to start with.
Yeah.
That's where the family's from, or her family's from. So we're gonna go there for a bit, and then we'll probably end up in Melbourne.
Love Melbourne.
But we don't. We're. Let's put it this way: if you work in the radio industry in Australia, please contact the guys from my email. I am looking for work.
Oh, have you listened to Hamish and Andy's podcast?
No, but I'm of course.
They're probably listening to this one. So
I
it's
reckon
fine.
they listen to this one because the amount of times the ideas that they just use from our podcast, I'm like, guys, you have to realise this is our thing. I think Andy now runs a program which is effectively this podcast.
Well, he doesn't he
yeah.
host Lego Masters?
Oh,
No,
that's
that's
Hamish.
That's him.
Right.
Sorry.
Andy's-
That's not our idea.
I was gonna say that's
We-
definitely not yours.
We've not done that yet.
No, we have Lego with a silent T. It's like Merlot.
4 hours of Scott in silence.
The podcast is really exhilarating. Got one of those little pieces now. Gonna put it on the bottom left of the 5th piece I put down.
I forgot a piece, guys. I'm going to Argos. Just on screen for 25 minutes.
It's well worth listening. It gives you a really good. And they were Melbourne based, but now they're
Yeah.
Sydney based. I think actually. I think they moved.
And one of them.
They
is-
One of them, I think they
Hamish moved.
Yeah, Hamish moved. Now they're yeah. Like, well worth a listen.
They were on like proper radio.
Yeah. The podcast is only 100 and something episodes deep, 160 episodes.
Yeah.
And it's all about them moving from radio into podcasts. So it's well worth a listen.
Okay, nice. Good segue because you're a radio person.
Yeah.
People
I am.
people might recognize your voice.
Yeah, maybe. It depends. If you're Edinburgh based and like to listen to the breakfast show in Edinburgh on Fourth One, that was very presumptuous of me. Like, there might be other breakfast shows in Scotland. There's
No, there's not.
No.
There's
Not to
really-
us, there isn't.
No.
Nope.
There also isn't. To be fair.
But technically, there's usually.
I've seen the listening figures, you argue there isn't. I'm a radio producer, and I do all over Scotland. I do a lot in Edinburgh, and I produce the breakfast show sometimes when there's people on holiday.
I have a question.
Yes.
What's the stupidest thing you said in the radio?
See, I'm quite careful.
Right.
Because I'm a producer and I don't present, I don't speak a lot. So when I speak, I make it kind of
Short and sweet.
Yeah, like it's very good being a producer because you can get the laugh pretty easily.
Right.
Because you just have to sit there and let the presenters talk for a minute, and then you've got time to think of a funny joke at the end of the sentence, and you can hold for it, hold it, and then just when the song's about to start to play, you can go bananas, and then everyone goes ah ha 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 ha, and that's so you're quite good at getting the easy laugh. So quite good being a producer behind the scenes.
Bananas will always give me an easy laugh.
Bananas
That's
always
it.
get an easy laugh.
We'll always take comedy advice as well.
Yeah.
That's what people say that you guys do to me. I'll go on a long story, and then you just at the end of it drop some kind of and thankfully I can hear you now.
Palate cleanser.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, I'll tell you this story.
That doesn't sound like us.
This is a great story we had. I was on it the other day. And it's kind of, I'm just shoehorning the story in because it was great. But we had a feature where we were talking about people looking after their friends' pets. And this woman phoned in and said that she was a vet, and she was looking after an Irish wolfhound, the big dogs. And unfortunately, the dog died when they were looking after it. But that's not the story. Anyway, they were looking after it, but she lived in London, and she had to get this dog back to her folks, back to the owner's house, the other side of London. And she didn't have a car. She lives in London. So the only way that she could do it was putting the dog in a suitcase. Quite wrapped it up, put it in a suitcase. It was all fine. Like it was safe, secure. Got on the tube with the suitcase. Got off the tube. Was going up the elevators on the lift, and it was quite heavy. So some guy said, "Oh, do you need a hand with that?" And she went, "Oh, yeah, actually, yeah, it'd be really helpful." And they're on the elevator chatting, and she gets to the top, and the guy said, "Oh, what's in the bag? It's a really heavy bag." And she went, "Oh," she didn't want to say it's a dead dog. She said, "Oh, it's my boyfriend's decks and a load of records. I'm just bringing them back over to him." And so when they got to the top of the escalator, the guy picked up the suitcase and legged it, thinking he'd just stolen some decks and a load of records.
Amazing.
And what would have happened is he would have gone somewhere safe, ready to sell that, open it up, expecting decks, and there's just a dead Irish Wolfhound.
Wow.
Is there not a record company called Dead Dog Records as well?
Sweet.
Or something like those lines. I was like, if that's how that was born.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that was in terms of things that happened. Like, that's the most recent one that happened. It's like, and we just we didn't laugh hard enough because we were like,
Then Mark comes in saying banana at the end.
Yeah.
bananas.
It's like, you can't say it every time.
Last laugh, I win.
Yikes. That's yeah. I mean, imagine the radio. It must be so tough when people do just come in with the most random things, and you have to kind of vet whatever's going on, kind of as you go.
Yeah. So like,
Have you cut people off before?
yeah. So
I thought of that, by the way, as well, and it made me quite happy.
if you're BBC, they don't do a delay or pre-records, which is ridiculous. By the way, if you want to say something offensive on the BBC, go for it, guys, because they won't. They have you on live as is, and there's no delay.
Trust.
On the Breakfast Show and like most of our shows, we pre-rec basically every call, so it goes out as live. But during the call, during the interview, the songs, we'll take your call, make sure you don't swear or say anything stupid, and then we'll just put it out as is. And it's pretty seamless.
Yeah.
And then on like some of the football shows, like we have a football phone in, and obviously it's quite a lot of irate, mainly angry Celtic and Rangers fans phoning in who want to get one over, and that show's on delay by 8 seconds. So we'll have a delay.
Oh, so it's live, but like 8 seconds.
8
and so you
seconds.
can just cut it. And
Yes.
The dump,
So what
the
would
dump button.
The dump button.
What would happen if it is? So that's just. So it'd be like. I'm just trying to think what actually then happens in that 8 seconds delay.
What happens is because it's a phone call.
So say,
it's
right,
always
so,
a phone call.
So here's the like. Let's do this.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So I phone in. I'm an absolute irate Motherwell fan. Like they exist.
You'd be the first one. Yeah.
Good football reference.
I said a football team, and so I'm like, I think the new manager, rah, 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 and obviously then I swear.
Yeah.
But then you have 8 seconds.
Say it.
I'm not. Oh, I could swear. I can swear.
Willie.
I thought he was going to swear when he said the word mother.
Mother. Well.
He's a mother.
I'm so conditioned not to swear now when I want a mic because we've been doing Twitch for so long, and now we're back, and we can swear. We're on the podcast. I sort of don't want to.
It's the law. That's fine.
I've got it in my head because when I've got microphones in front of me,
Yeah, it's just,
I don't. It's switched off.
Can I just say, I didn't swear first on Twitch. Louis swore first. Mark swore first.
Yeah.
Then Louis. And then I only swore after like 300 episodes.
Mark's filth, though.
Yeah,
Not me, other Marks, by the way.
Other Mark, not
Mark
Mark.
one. Mark one.
Yeah, I was to be so. And actually, the only reason I swore is because I was imitating Louis. Anyway, yeah. So I phone in. I'm like, this Motherwell, the manager's a total bum.
Got him.
No idea who the manager of
Sorry,
Motherwell is.
Graham Alexander.
There we go. That's what I'm sorry, Graham Alexander. And if I said something so offensive, right? What then? So you're the producer.
So there's a dump button. The presenter's driving the desk. They have a dump button.
Right.
And they'll hit the dump button. And because it's a phone call, it kind of just sounds like the call cut out. So if you ever hear a call cut out from an angry listener, the presenter will hit the button. There'll be like a couple of seconds of maybe awkward silence, like almost like the phone cut out. And the guy will go, oh, we've lost Andrew in Edinburgh there. Sorry, guys.
Surely there must be an 8-second backlog then of like when the presenters are doing. Oh, but then the dump button, does that just go back to live?
Yeah, it just goes back to live. So the presenter will sit there for a couple of seconds.
So how do you build back up the 8 seconds after that?
So
again?
what you do again, this is very. So the delay button, it stretches out everything that goes out on air. So every second is stretched digitally by 1/10 of a second every single second.
So they're talking slightly. That's what I was trying to figure out. It's just there has to be an 8 seconds missing.
So it takes about 3.5 minutes to build up an 8-second delay.
So you couldn't have two back. You need to have a safe call after that one. Like you
just wouldn't take a call. You just wouldn't. So
Right, okay, so
You're
would-
just like, we've got that one. It's fine. We can chat away. And then at the end of the show, you get to the adverts, and you hit the same again, the dump button. But because the way the adverts are played, it doesn't matter. Like where it doesn't matter where they're played from a different system, basically, and that's how we get away with it.
Really interesting. That's what I was trying to figure out. There must have been an 8 seconds somewhere that's being reclaimed, and I was trying to figure out how they were reclaiming.
How does time work?
Yeah. How does time work on radio?
Okay, where do you find 8 seconds?
The news on the hour.
Do you want to know my interesting radio fact?
Sure.
This is you're in the Albert Hall. I know it from the Albert Hall, and you have a singer at the front of the Albert Hall singing, and they have a microphone that goes to a radio and it's broadcast on radio. you would hear it on the radio at the back of the Albert Hall before you heard it from the front of from the stage. So if you were standing at the back of the Albert Hall, you'd hear it on the radio before you heard it from the actual stage. Because sound waves travel slower than radio waves.
If that was FM, to be fair.
Sorry.
Whoa.
No, surely AM as well.
Yeah, so I was more meaning if it's on stream.
DAB is not like... That's like, it's recorded and then just played.
Yeah, unless
all pre-reqs, yeah.
unless they're going to swear, then there's that 8 seconds too. So.
An opera singer is famous for swearing tons.
Yeah.
There was that Italian language, honestly. I went to the opera. It was intense.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like pretty...
Long?
It was long. That's what I meant was it was really long.
Right.
It had 2 intermissions.
Oh, that's too many intermissions.
I mean,
That's one too many intermissions.
One intermission is a tough... Like, you know it's long if it has an intermission, but 2 intermissions, you're like, this is a really long... I was about to say ordeal. It was very good, and our friend was in it, so we saw it because of that.
Did you sing along?
There's nothing to sing along to. It was... I've forgotten how...
They don't put the lyrics up.
No, they do, because they're in Italian, so they show the translation. And so I spent most of my time looking at that, because it was about...
That's fair.
It was something about... Everything's so long, though. And so it was before Mo passed away, my father-in-law, or my stepfather-in-law would have been. And so he's quite sort of... I think... I was going to use the word cantankerous, but that's probably about right where he was. He was pretty didn't suffer fools gladly. And there's a bit where a guy's like singing a song. This is in a different opera he was at, and guy's singing this song, and like it's all about him dying, and he's just been like stabbed. He's a pirate. It's a pirate thing. I think it was the pirates. I don't know. Pirates. I was going to say Pirates of Penzance, but I don't know if that's actually an opera.
Spoiler.
I think it's an opera, yes.
But basically, gets stabbed, is dying, long song, and he shouts out, it's like, just die already! It's like, you need to do something in the opera, like, and the stories are all genuinely about 5 lines long. the action of the story is like, someone got kidnapped and then they got rescued, right, cool. that's the story. No, it was good. I would recommend the opera.
My girlfriend's grandfather opened the Sydney Opera House. He was the first singer.
Oh, okay.
Her mum was an opera singer and all that, as well as done the Sydney Opera House. And like,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow, no pressure.
Yeah, she's not an opera singer.
Right,
She's a very good singer. Like, she's the best singer I've ever. It's not me trying to hype up my girl, but she's a very good singer.
You heard me do the intro, though, right?
But yeah. But yeah, no, it's good fact.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. Are you going to shut it down then? You're going to go over and be like, right, let's get a radio show in here.
Oh, that's an idea.
Yeah, we can push the podcast over there. We could do GQHQPQAUS.
Yeah.
Just to add some more letters on there.
There's space for more. So.
Down
Sounds like
under.
a lot of work for Scott.
Potentially. But that's how I run this business.
All right. Well, we can move on to the next part because we've got the percentage game. We've got 5 questions. For future ones, there'll be more bigger spread of subjects. The 5 today are just about Australia. So
yes.
we can continue to discuss Australia. It's going to segue in nicely here.
Great.
I forgot to ask a question before this started. Are the percentages from where are we taking the percentages from? The current percentage file?
Yeah.
Fine. That's fine. That's all I need to know. Because that's our best one.
Yeah.
So that also includes all of Twitch.
Okay.
So
Which we're streaming live on right now.
Yes.
Exactly.
So we've accumulated correct answers, incorrect answers, things like that for a long time. And now we can harvest those fruits. And we can see who knows what percentage of people got each question correct. Mm-hmm. If it's tough, if it's hard, blah, blah, blah. The people have whiteboards. The people...
Look, branded. Oh.
I definitely didn't use a non-whiteboard marker before we started.
That wasn't our panic before the start of the stream.
No.
Also,
no.
but we got to find out that people know that fact where they say the way you get permanent marker off a board is use a whiteboard marker, and that worked absolutely perfectly.
Yeah.
Yep. Thank you, science.
Thank you. And also, white wine gets red wine off carpets.
Yep.
We tested that along with every other theory when we spilt a bottle of red wine when I was away on holiday a few months ago.
Nice.
Red wine bottle got spilt on a white rug in an Airbnb, and it was like, right, and then literally it was just like everyone had heard a different way of dealing with that, so everyone just did
I'll
their
get the
thing.
whiteboard marker.
It's like, do you have a whiteboard marker? I think that's called Tipex.
Tipex. Can I have a marker, actually?
Yes. So grab your markers. The way it's going to work.
I've got one.
People on Twitch right now, you can take part 2. It's not as interactive as it was before, but you can just spam the chat. You can put in what percentage you think it is. If you think it's someone's went too high, that's on camera. Goose
Oh, I just realised that as well.
spilt some tartan.
So much as well.
Some tartan juice. That was a dribble.
Big sipperoo.
Is that seltzer?
Scottish gin spritzer.
Oh, gin. Okay. I do like the seltzers. They're very nice.
Oh, that's good.
It's nice, isn't it? Yeah.
Is this podcast sponsored by them?
No.
Were you about to? It felt like it was going to become a very
Yeah.
unnatural.
We'll shout out
It very much could be.
Precision Spirits made in Scotland. Thank you very much. And that was
Our winnings from the quiz.
we
the
won
other
the
day.
quiz.
Right,
Quiz
okay.
sharks. Yeah, so everyone's got a whiteboard marker, a pen. People taking part live just now. You can put in the chat your guesses. We can discuss the answers. If you think someone's went too high, too low, who you think's going to win, etc., etc. The scores will be on screen. They're just next to me, Scott, Goose, Mark, and then the actual one from our records. And yeah, people taking part at home too. You can do the same if you're on the bus. If you think someone's went too high, just shout it out. Just let everyone know. No way, Scott said that.
Can I also just shout out that Scott's drinking Lilt?
Yeah, I'm really.
Well, it's
can I have a glass of Lilt as well?
Yes.
Is it Lilt or is it Little Lilt?
It's Freeway Tropical Crush.
Oh no!
Oh wow!
It's like almost being in Barbados.
That's a free one, Freeway.
They the sponsor of the podcast.
Did they have Lilt?
so no, they surely don't. Oh, I mean, it feels like a very.
It's an underrated beverage. The
Lilt.
Lilt.
Oh,
yeah.
fantastic!
I
yeah.
think it's in my mind it's rated exactly how it should be, which is top.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
Right, okay.
such a good.
We're all big fans of Lilt.
You know when they sell Lilt, Bonnie Burrito have Lilt cans, and so
yeah,
it'll always be my
nice.
choice of. Oh, we'll get some Lilt cans as well.
Yeah. So the way the game actually works, we could use the old pre-recording maybe.
Do you want to use the pre-record? No,
No.
we could do a new one. Do
Different rules.
We'll think of a new pre-record. But basically, we want
you want me to
the
try it now?
what's the lowest score people want.
What?
You want the lowest score for this one.
It's like golf.
Yeah.
The lowest score overall. No, but we're doing the point system still, right?
Yeah.
Right. No, because the points are higher if you get a closer score.
Yeah.
So what you want is everyone gets asked a percentage, guess how many teams got the correct answer, what percentage of teams got the correct answer, and then if you're closest to that percentage, you would get the highest number of points. So say Scott was closest, he would get 3 points, and then if Mark was second closest, get 2 points, and I would get 1 point for being furthest away, and then they get totaled up over the 5. So the max score you could actually have is 15, and 3 times 5.
Yes. Lowest 5.
Lowest 5. So you'll be somewhere between 5 and 15, and that's your score. And then at the end of the 5 questions, we'll find out who's done best.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's pretty much exactly how it's going to work. So people at home can guess too. There's no extra points or anything for knowing the answer, so we can just chat about the answer.
Why are we doing team name themes after the third question?
We can discuss team names if you want, but do you want to do a team? Do you want to do a team?
I'm not doing a theme. I just thought usually we say
Quizzy
rascals. Brilliant.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll let you guys think of a team name if you want.
This is where we can't do it live because this is where we spend all our time being like.
So
Really.
you can just put your own name, but obviously people can put names to faces for this one. Okay, so we've got 5 questions about Australia. You just want to be closest to. 3, 2, 1 points up for grabs. Whoever gets most points at the end wins. People at home take part as well. Figure out how you're done. Question 1 is 50-50. So true or false, the Tropic of Cancer passes through Australia. So question 1, 50-50, true or false, the Tropic of Cancer passes through Australia. So you don't have to write the answer down, but you just have to tell me what percentage of teams got that one correct.
And this is where I really struggle with. Yeah, good.
Done.
Okay.
See, I think because I feel like we've asked a similar one during. Like I can remember asking. Am I right or wrong? You can tell me if I'm wrong. We've asked the question before at Goose. Is it the same question but with Ecuador? Is that the question?
I think we've probably done it with all the countries.
It's actually pronounced equator.
Goodbye.
Bananas.
Yeah, more than likely.
Yeah.
It's two good constants countries in the tropics.
Yeah.
Has everyone got something written
Has
down?
everyone
I
written
did,
nice
I
and
did.
big? Because I realise I've written quite small.
I've got this big. Yeah.
So the way they're going to show me, and I'm going to write down what percentage that you put. I'm going to do manual for this one. So, I mean, first of all, anyone confident of an answer?
I said true.
We've got true.
Oh, I was like false and really confident false.
Scott.
False?
It's false.
Worrying. But the good thing is, though, my percentage reflects what you guys have said.
Okay.
Capricorn, no?
I think so, yeah.
Is Cancer the higher one?
Yeah.
Ah, didn't know that.
Okay, Mark, where you put?
I put 84.
84.
I went high.
Okay, Scott.
87.
87. Goose.
71.
71.
It hasn't quite reflected what we're talking about. Oh, now we can go through team names because everyone said them.
Oh yeah, you said we can just do names to faces, so I just made my same name to faces.
Banter.
Yeah.
Nice.
I said Australians love Fosters.
That was my gift, by the way. Goose came in and said, "Thanks for all your work you've done over the years. Here's 4 cans of Foster's."
Have non-Australian
still
beer.
chose to drink his own beers.
Oh, we'll get to them.
Rude,
Oh, I think I'm
rudeness.
using another non-whiteboard pen.
That is another non-whiteboard pen.
Why is it in the whiteboard pen box?
Why did you pick up a pen? It's the same thing.
This is like Russian roulette for whiteboards.
Right, no.
try.
This one. There's a whiteboard
No,
pen.
I don't know
Any
why I
other
don't like that pen.
Or this one. Or this one.
Yeah, but they're really chunky. I don't like a chunky
I
pen.
can give you a non-chunky
It's
one.
fine. It's fine. I'll use the chunky pen.
This one?
Flex on how many whiteboards we have. Whiteboard
Wow.
markers.
I know.
My team name is You're Going Down Under.
Classic.
Love it.
Good one, really.
Goose.
Australians love Fosters.
Oh, good.
Because I've heard they do.
Thoughts?
Next question.
Oh, wow.
So,
I don't think I drank Fosters when I was in Australia.
Yeah, I've had it once in Australia, and I drink it here because I like shit lager. So
No, I'm like shit lager is good lager.
Yeah.
Well,
My favorite drink is Sense.
It was the lager that was in the rugby club when I started drinking, and that meant like after the game it was the picture that you got, and so now Foster's to me is like water.
It's pretty cheap as well. To be fair.
It is, and it's actually it's a lager that's very good cold. Some lagers aren't really nice cold. I think like really cold.
Yeah, if I get another pint of ice cold Guinness in my life, I will be a happy man because ice cold Guinness I think is one of the worst things. I want cold Guinness and not ice cold.
extra
Guinness.
cold.
Well, they
Yeah,
did
all
that
that
for a while, did
nonsense.
they not? They had a whole thing where it was ice cold was the big thing for Guinness, and it was a different formula.
Different
as well.
taste, yeah, it does taste nice.
Weird. Right, we've not done percentages yet.
well, I've written them down.
Have we said them already?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we say them already?
You said,
Yeah.
oh, that doesn't reflect.
Oh,
What
no,
I've
no.
put. So,
Well, I think I'm spot on. So.
it's on screen too. So Goose said 71, Mark said 84, Scott said 87. I can reveal that the actual percentage is 83.4.
Oh.
So, wow, Mark,
back.
we called him a
He's
player.
back, baby.
He's 0.6 away.
This is a problem.
Then Scott, I mean, a respectable 3.6 away, and Goose a little bit further back, 12.4 away.
12.4 away is still very respectable, I'll have you know.
Yeah, so there we go. Mark gets 3 points for that. Scott gets 2 points is in second. Goose gets 1 point is in third.
Up against two behemoths of the game. What an effort.
I don't know. I've forgotten what my usual game is. I usually start strong and then finish poorly. I think that's usually what happens.
But we've only got half the questions this time.
This is an issue.
So you're going to have to adjust.
And I've started poorly, so whatever's going on with the percentage gods, please look down on me more favourably.
So yeah, there you go, 83.4. So well done, everyone playing along got that. Question 2, we should be back to actual names. Question 2. In which sport do the Australian national teams have nicknames kangaroos and gillaroos? So question 2, in which sport, this guy likes sport, do the Australian national teams have nicknames kangaroos and gillaroos? So, I mean, the answer, schmancer. What's important is the percentage for this one. So you can put an answer if you want. People in the chat can put an answer if they want, if they know they're kangaroos, they're gillaroos. But what percentage of teams from the millions we've asked got that one correct?
Millions of teams? Do we have? Do you have a fact of it? Do you have a stat somewhere?
I mean, no one's going to disprove it. I'm going to say it.
I run stats like that quite often, and
Let's go.
there's some questions we've asked to, like tens of thousands.
Yeah. I can imagine that.
There's some questions we've asked a lot of teams.
Yeah.
And then there's some questions which are either newer or we've just not really had a chance to sort of spread them as much.
Yeah.
That are not as asked as many. But all of them, I mean, I'd say we've got about 27,000 questions in the database. And I'd say about 20,000 of them we've got solid referencing for.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Nice.
So what's everyone put?
I got 47.
Okay, so Mark has said 47.
Oh,
what?
I also said 47.
You guys have to high five now.
Wait.
Are we not going through answers?
Yeah, we can discuss the answers in a sec, but Mark was really quick to give me his 47.
And so I thought I'd show straight away as well because I said
Sorry,
47.
I forgot.
Right, to keep the flow of the podcast going.
Yeah.
Not
To make
stopping it.
editing not a nightmare, you know?
Okay.
Scott?
Would hate to be that person. 56%.
56.
And are we right with rugby league?
That's what I thought. That's what I was thinking as well. I was just going rugby in general, to be fair, because I thought Socceroos were.
Socceroos is the
National animal of is soccer, yes, and Matildas. Is,
Yeah, the Matildas.
rugby league.
I thought it was rugby league. It was actually, it wouldn't be the men that I would know for. It's the Gillaroos that I would know for the ladies team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is rugby league.
Would you accept rugby at a quiz for that?
Oh, good question.
I wouldn't.
No.
I wouldn't.
I
Completely
would.
different game.
No.
I just think that they are very different games. Would you accept, like, you know, if the answer you're looking for was like five-a-side football, would you accept football?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the same branch.
Yeah.
They're very different games, rugby league and rugby union.
Yeah.
Especially,
You throw the ball backwards.
This is true. Yeah. I mean,
Same ball, same area, same field.
They all come under the football umbrella.
Well, that's just not true. That's absolutely
just
not
not
You'll
true.
have to learn these things if you go into Australia.
I'll watch cricket.
yeah, if they say footy. Footy?
Oh, yeah.
Are you going to get into any other sports down there? Your NFL? Which...
No, I'm already looking for my football team
Okay.
that I'm going to semi-follow, but not really, because
Yeah.
I don't really care that much. But, like, I've been looking at... There are certain players, Scottish players, who obviously play there now.
Yeah.
And the big one is, and you'll only know why this one is, Jason Cummings. Is the only one now who
Nice.
is...
The cum dog.
The Cum Dog. Literally, his nickname is the Cum Dog.
Where's that dump button?
That's his nickname that is used quite often.
We're allowed to swear in this, but, like, seriously.
That's his nickname, and
That's
it's...
not a swear though.
No,
and
we can't talk about the lewdest thing you can ever think of. Like,
Jason Cummings, the former Rangers and Nottingham striker.
I mean, every Scottish footballer has that same kind of intro, apart from Andrew Robertson, who is, you know, Robertson. Is it Robertson?
Yeah.
Plays for Liverpool, right?
Yeah.
Because I went into the Anfield tour recently.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
Nice.
tell you what, that place is great fun to do a tour. Should we go through the answer and I'll tell you why I enjoyed it so much?
Yeah, so everyone got it right. People at home as well, rugby league, and guesses. So I'll put these on screen just now. Goose and Mark both said 47. So there we go. Scott said 56. Yeah, for this one.
I think it's going to be higher, actually, now that I'm thinking about it.
It
What else would you
is
guess, I suppose?
26.2.
Oh,
wow.
Sharing the points.
Yeah,
I
so
don't know how the system does it.
no, neither do I. We'll you can do this manually at the end.
I think it assigns the highest value points to both.
I think the audience might be closer than Scott. On their 0. Anyway, what I'm trying to say, I mean, Scott wasn't actually too far away, but these two, Mark and Goose, closest, 20.8 away, and
It's a
Scott
tough question.
29.8 away. But yeah, it's surprisingly low. One quarter of people.
Good question.
Yeah. The reason I like the Anfield tour so much. Have you done many stadium tours? I get the feeling you're the kind of person I might have.
I'm not actually, no.
Really?
I've not done any, I don't think. I've done Croke Park or the Aviva it is now in Dublin. But that's
The well-known rugby stadium.
I think you'll find the Hurley Stadium.
Oh, sorry.
That's why I went.
Croke Park. Oh no, but Croke Park's different to Aviva now.
Is
Isn't it?
Aviva the Lansdowne Road?
Aviva, I think, is what replaced Lansdowne.
Okay,
Road.
then I've been to Croke Park.
Right, Croke Park's amazing. Yeah, and I would
massive it is.
absolutely, definitely, it's hurling and Gaelic.
Yeah, okay, that's the one I went to.
Yeah, I've been there a couple of times to watch. It's been really
good.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing the tour. So I'm not a Liverpool fan, but the guy I was on a stag with is a massive Liverpool fan. and all we did was go around, and it was like watching like dads with their sons just get overly excited about like Liverpool. And
That's King Kenny. King Kenny with that lad.
yeah, exactly.
Don't know why he's from Yorkshire.
It's when you have these little like the video to you with headphones. So you're getting like little like snippets of like the past of Liverpool, and it's done very well. But it's like, oh, did you hear that? And it's like them nudging each other, and it's just this whole tour of lads, dads, and sort of like guys who are really into Liverpool, just like. It's like, and then them knocking their hands away because supposedly at Liverpool you're not meant to touch the logo as you go through the logo,
So when you come onto the
badge.
pitch, there's a sign saying "This is Anfield" as you walk out of the tunnel onto the pitch, and if you're the team, like it's kind of a bit of a rite of passage. You tap the like have you seen Ted Lasso?
First episode.
But
And they slap "Believe"
Yeah.
on the wall. It's
Yeah.
like that, but the phrase is "This is Anfield." And it's a bit of a it's sacred to the players only. But
Yeah.
obviously, if you're a fan, you want to go.
well, supposedly you're meant to have won. No, what is it? You're meant to have won something with them
Okay.
before you touch it, and so some players will stop the other players from doing it. And so when we were there were some old boys who were like, "You should be touching that," and it's like I wasn't touching it. And I basically don't give a shit about this. So
Also,
like,
shut up. I will touch it if I want.
it was just great. Like it was so funny seeing people getting photos taken in front of I mean, the funniest one was Andrew Robertson getting photos taken in front of his shirt in the Liverpool change room. It's like, oh, that's nice. It's nice that people care.
Nice. That'll be Mark and Cum Dog.
One
Central Coast Mariners legend.
the Central Coast Mariners.
I think that's it. I think that's a team. I think that's used by this one. Yeah.
You're gonna get
Yeah,
into
you like a bit of soccer in Australia, did you not? Or you didn't
Yeah,
really follow
I
it?
played a lot.
You played- yeah.
if you want a futsal team.
Yeah. I'll put you in touch with Vicious and Delicious.
No, thank you.
Vicious and Delicious.
It's a good name, actually. Yeah.
That's a fantastic name. If that was one of the pro teams, honestly, I think I would never not support them.
A bumper signing Messi has signed
Vicious and delicious.
made the move from PSG.
The press conference would just be so funny. It's just constant laughing. Like, surely.
Lionel Messi, his agent, and then just a bunch of lads with cans. Just,
Well, Roberto Carlos played for the
Oh yeah, I've
London,
seen
like
that.
a Sunday
I've seen
league
that.
team the other day.
Really? That's so funny.
he now goes to like a pub on Sundays in England and just like it's. I don't know why I find it funny, but he just drinks Budweiser. I don't know why that's funny to me. But they all got pints back, and he's just with the bottles of Budweiser. So, that's
Sponsored.
Yeah,
Feels like-
maybe,
yeah.
Nice. We can get into some new sports down there. I mean, big day out watching the cricket.
Well, I like cricket,
Big
so I
Bash.
don't even need to. That's easy to get into. For me.
If you get to the MCG, honestly, that
Yeah, I
place
will do.
is,
I will
yeah.
do. Also, like Celtic and Rangers are going to be playing in Sydney in November
How come?
Okay.
because it's the World Cup is in Qatar this year, so it's a winter World Cup. So there's a 5-week summer break. So they're doing an Australian tour because their manager, who I have to say his name like this because that's
Go for it.
Ange Postecoglou, because that's what he sounds like. Big Ange. Absolutely love the Socceroos. He was the manager of the Socceroos. Right? He's the Celtic manager now.
Right.
And so they're doing a tour in Sydney. So in the UK, it's impossible. You'd never be able to get a ticket to an Old Firm game unless you're like a lifelong Rangers
Yeah.
or Celtic fan. I'm gonna probably get to go to. I might even be working at it for like one of our stations over here because then they've got an Australian reporter
Coming to you live from the field.
Yeah. At 3 a.m. in the
Nice.
morning.
The
Yeah,
crowd are
so-
going bananas.
He said it. He said it.
Let's see if you'll say bananas. Over to Mark.
Bananas confirmed.
Real
Sorry.
heart. Yeah.
I'm not trying to turn you into that person for your radio show, but I will be writing to them after this.
I have one more shift.
I actually went and saw the Socceroos play Japan in the MCG. Was it the MCG? Yeah. Is that the big... No.
The Melbourne Cricket Ground.
Is it Emirates? Is it an Emirates as well in Melbourne? Is it Emirates or Etihad or...
I think there's both.
I think
Alright,
Etihad's
Etihad.
because it's Sydney because they are owned by Sydney FC, who are Man City and
Yeah,
This-
that makes sense.
this
New York City. And
Melbourne, I think, has an Emirates stadium, and it wasn't the MCG. Anyway, went and saw Australia play Japan there, and it was great fun, and I had a lot of fun. And that's when I found out that Japan sing the Entertainer to their football team. They don't. Yeah, they all just do that. And they all go crazy. It's like da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. It's like, Japan, I think you've maybe won like this already.
Did it? You unlocked the secret code.
Well done.
It's like, just pick a good song and just hammer it.
Do you have a favourite football chant of of anything like that. Because again, I'm just crowbarring this in, but my favourite one is for the former Liverpool player, Alberto Aquilani,
Nice.
to the theme of from the Lady Gaga song, which is "I'm your biggest fan, I'll follow you until you love me." Aquilani.
Great. Absolutely amazing. That is the thing I think rugby misses out on a huge amount, is not having good chants.
Yeah.
But I will tell
Scotland.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I was watching England not pump Scotland, but it wasn't a good game, and it was all kicking. It was awful. It was a few years ago, and it was raining. And the woman sitting next to me was quite drunk, and I don't know why where we were in the stand. It was very tight seating, and so we were basically on top of each other. And so then she just keeps on just turning to me. She goes, "You're gonna have to help me out. You're gonna have to help me out." Scotland, trying to start herself. It's like, you're the person that starts this chant, and I hate you. Like, I cannot deal with you being next to me right here. Just kept on nudging me, like, come on, get behind the team, get behind the team.
You know the
Like,
words.
it sounds like we hate them. Why are you wanting this to happen? I still think we should claim Amazing Grace for Scotland rugby. I think we should just claim the anthem, claim the hymn, because it's a good hymn and it would rumble around Murrayfield so well. But we don't have good chants. Football do, for sure. But we did once went to a game of like Preston North End. It was, what was his name? Now I'm going to totally forget his name. Tony Watt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Tony Watt.
Scottish footballer.
Yeah. He was the only Scottish footballer in the field. It's like some random game. I think it was Preston North End versus like, I don't know, somewhere else. And near Manchester we went on the bus to go to it.
Played for Charlton, didn't he?
I don't know who he played for, actually. Yeah,
I knew
don't know who he
you
played
would
for.
both know his full history. It's like full size. and
Scored
everything.
against Barcelona.
Currently now plays for Dundee United after moving from Motherwell with Graham Alexander. Anyway,
So he was on the field. So we ended up, there was like 16 of us in the stag party. We, on the bus there, made up every chant we could think of for Tony Watt. And like, I mean, everything like, Tony Watt is a goal machine, all that kind of stuff, you know. Living in a Tony, it's just like every song we could think of for Tony Watt. And he goes on the field and effectively gets a career-ending injury. And about 10 minutes into the game, we'd sung one of our songs. So what we decided to then do was sing every one of the songs after that. And it was like we were goading him off the field. Wow. And then
that's what you could have had, Tony. We believed in you and you failed us.
It obviously didn't end his career, but it put
Tony.
him out for a long time. I think he did his ACL or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
And but yeah, and then on Twitter after he was like, "Thanks for the really vocal support." It's like that was us, 16 guys actually hammering out all these chants.
Oh,
Anyway.
nice. Yeah, question 3. Moving away from sports. Question 3. Native to Australia and New Guinea, if you go there. Which bird is well known for its call that sounds like human laughter? So, answer, not as important, percentage. Yes, please. So, question 3. Native to Australia and New Guinea. Which bird is well known for its call that sounds like human laughter? Answer and percentage for this.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I don't know the name. Oh,
I mean, the name doesn't matter.
No,
you can,
thank God,
you can
thank
take a
God.
guess here, but I think you'll kick yourself.
I'm good.
yeah, I want to say something, but I won't.
Okay, well, we'll do you first in that case, if you got the percentage written down.
I don't know the name of the bird,
You don't know
but I
yet?
think people will.
Okay,
So I've gone with 59%.
59%.
You think people will and went for 59?
Yeah.
That's a pretty.
But I'm also taking it down because I don't know it.
Right, I see.
So
yeah,
I've got
yeah.
to level those two things out.
I think everyone will know this. 10%. I said Kookaburra.
Yeah, of course it is.
69%. Because I went for my customary 69.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're
so
the
there
first
we
one to do
go. Those two are on the screen.
Yeah,
59
that's
is
too
69. Scott, what do you go for?
Kookaburra and 41%.
Oh, you think no one knows it?
Well, not no one, but I think...
Have you drawn Australia as a Pokeball?
Wait, show the camera.
No, it's got the Aboriginal flag on it.
Pokeball.
Good. No, I think that people will, in teams will have like somewhat of a link to Australia.
So you went for the
You went a low
lowest
percentage.
Well,
number?
that's higher than what I was going to go. So, but I don't think it'll be like every team, obviously.
I think I might have even gone too low. I genuinely was going to go higher than 69.
I think it's going to be high as well. The moment you said Kookaburra, I was
I think
pretty annoyed about myself.
Mark threw me off.
He was making eyes.
Name another Australian bird. Other than Kylie Minogue.
Danny Minogue.
Oh, you're not gonna.
Oh, was that
Are there
an
no other
actual
birds?
That's that. I mean,
polyvalence.
Yes.
who stole a song from a Turkish artist?
Yeah,
Kiss
shame.
Kiss wasn't
It's an
original.
absolute banger, though.
Really upset. It wasn't. It's an absolute banger, but it wasn't an original. Like Torn, not an original either. You know Torn, not an original song.
Naturally and Brilliant.
Yeah. Every time I tell you about that, the other big one is Top Loader, Dancing in the Moonlight, not original.
Yeah. I wouldn't listen to the current charts.
Yes, I'm aware.
Most of the songs have been stolen by Ed Sheeran or Dua Lipa.
Yeah, he's in a big court case at the moment.
Yeah, he is. So
Wow.
we can't talk about it.
It's fair, sorry. Because we're
Not live.
We're highly influential.
Yeah. So numbers: 41 for Scott, 59 for Mark, 69 for Goose. Up there is my hand. Yeah, for that one, it's Kookaburra. The percentage for that is 76.8. So Goose is closest. He's 7.8 away. Then Mark
Thank
picking
you,
up the
everyone.
2s, 17.8 away. Scott 35.8 away.
I might have a celebratory drink, please, if that was permissible.
Nah, you're being cut off.
Permissible.
And that round was not sponsored by Precision Spirits.
So, I mean, yeah, we can do. I don't know if we wanted to do the scores as we go through or not. For people taking part, people at home, it's up to you.
No, I think we keep it secret till the end.
Okay, keep it
Much like
secret,
the
keep it
quizzes.
safe.
I was just wondering what Scott was doing there, and then realised that he was getting a longer headphone lead because his headphone lead's really short.
While you're there, Scott, can I have a tin of gin?
They can't hear us now.
A tin of gin.
Tin of gin. Another lockdown staple. I brought beverages today that were the main drinks in myself during the first lockdown.
We can talk through them more, actually. Let's talk through them properly. 'Cause
A tin
that'd
and
be-
Jonic?
That'd be good, yeah.
Specifically, so the beer I've got
Oh,
is
is it not one of these? But I can go for that.
yeah.
No, you can give them both. You give them both, I'm fine. This is small.
the tin I've got is a Shea Guava by Williams.
Williams. They've got such good cans, though.
They
If
do
you
have
show
nice
that properly
cans.
to the camera as well. That's like... so just to be clear for everyone at home, this is going live on Twitch at the moment, but we're also, if you're listening to this on the podcast, obviously you're not going to see what we're talking about. So you can go and watch it because it'll be on our YouTube channel, it'll be on our Twitch channel. Right? Both of those things?
Shea Guava, and then it was always store brand.
You know that you can talk, and once again, Scott's missing the the 2-4 media that we've got.
Like my dad used to say, can't hear your head rattle.
What does that mean?
If they ask you a question, you just go,
Big Russ coming back with some.
What a slam.
that's
Would you like to go to some cricket with me?
I reckon he would. Is he a cricket fan? Rugby,
yeah,
league.
It's a shame.
Who's his team?
Oh, I don't know, actually. I think they were like Roosters supporters or something.
But they all have an O at the end of their teams.
Brewster.
Broncos, that's an actual team.
Yeah. The Eels? No, the
Eel.
Parramatta Eels are the rugby union team.
No, they're league.
Are they league as well? Parramatta Eels, are they? And
The Gosport Wanderers. I don't know. I'm just naming places I've heard of now.
the Newcastle, not Falcons.
Knights. Yeah.
Feels weird.
Anyway,
Sorry. Enough of this nonsense rugby chat.
store brand own rhubarb and ginger gins. The pre-mixed tins.
Which store?
This one is Sainsbury's, but it was either Sainsbury's because I live near Sainsbury's and a little, so it was. I go to both.
Which one do you prefer?
The Sainsbury's, come on.
Okay.
So let's not all pretend ourselves here. Lidl and Aldi do what they do, and they do it well.
Yeah.
If you can afford to go to Sainsbury's, you're going to afford to go to Sainsbury's. Let's not.
Not sponsored. Not sponsored.
Wow.
I am, and I will happily take the sponsorship.
I think we go to the same Sainsbury's. So
Oh yeah, we do probably.
Murrayfield Sainsbury's.
Yeah, Murray.
Oh la la.
Every so often you get a little bit of drama going on in there. It's great.
Oh, this is gonna really make myself feel bad. So on Sainsbury's, you get the Nectar card points.
Yeah.
And you get a little report at the end of the year, and it tells you what you've bought. Like if you've bought a lot of certain products, and it tells you if you bought any product the most of all the people at that certain supermarket.
Amazing.
So in the lockdown year 2019, I was the number one buyer in Sainsbury's Murrayfield of of coconut milk.
Amazing.
The drink, not the tin stuff. The
Yeah.
the coconut alternatives like soya and like
Yeah.
almond milk, and that's what I have in my coffee. So like, I was the #1 seller and the #3 buyer of vitamin C tablets.
Okay. I mean, those are fine. I thought you were going to say gin.
No, I wasn't
thought you were
that
building
bad.
up the gin.
I supported a lot of independent breweries.
I'm
good
terrified of what I would get if I was using nectar points. Because Alice has nectar points, and I just sort of let them.
right.
I bought a pair of my headphones, my new headphones that I bought them purely off nectar points.
Oh, wow.
Because I've saved them my whole life and had nothing else to do them with.
Right.
And so, quite a fancy pair
Wow.
of headphones from and like, because you get them on L and the R as well, if you buy it by train.
Yes, and that's what I should. Okay, I used to take a train a lot.
Yeah,
Not
I
so
still
much
do.
these days.
Yeah.
I need to book a train this week if I'm going to London for wedding stuff for John. He's been on the podcast, actually. He's got a podcast in America called Let's Get Comfortable, which I think you quite like.
Did they take their shoes off?
They take their.
Do they?
Do they take their shoes off?
To
No.
get their pants off.
They take their trousers off
So the answer is yes.
and sit and do the podcast. I think it's still on hiatus. I'm not sure if it's back yet, but
Yeah, I don't think so.
But it's his. He's doing a wedding meal over in London because he lives in America, and so he's coming back over. So we're gonna go. That's my brother-in-law. So yeah, we did a podcast with him here when Scott wasn't here, and it lasted 3 hours. Because we're idiots.
Let's hit that record,
Yeah,
baby.
let's go for
Let's
it.
keep going. We've got loads of drinks and a lot of time to get through.
I'm out for the day, guys. I'm just saying, I am out.
Rugby's on tonight, you know. And it's
Well, I'm actually busy.
Grand Slam decider tonight. Whoever wins, France obviously, but
Yeah, people listening back.
they'll laugh when it's like a score like 100-10 to France because
Isn't rugby just the winner, guys? Isn't really.
absolutely it's the Six Nations.
8 o'clock kickoff, right?
It's the best. Rugby in the Six Nations, just the best tournament. I'll hear nothing else said of it.
Can we talk more about Jason Cummings?
I knew you always would though.
Yeah, well, come okay.
Question 4. Everyone clean your whiteboards if you can. So question 4. This is just a 1-point question. There's no 2-point questions have been used. You don't have to worry about extra maths. Question 4. How many territories make up the region of Australasia, Oceania, whatever you want to call it, in the board game Risk?
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, so for people that have been asked this question in real life before, it's only a 1-point question, so you don't have to worry about doing the extra math. But how many territories make up, that region down there? And the board game Risk, answer, percentage, people taking part live, people taking part at home as well. You can, think of your guess, any reasoning behind it, anything like that. Some serious faces
I
here.
really do like these new whiteboard backers. This is class. We look so professional.
Yeah, made by Scott.
And they're diamonds.
It's,
Okay. say no more.
it sounded like you were going to say something else there, Louis, like for a tagline. Made by Scott, loved by everyone. No?
Oh, yeah, loved by everyone so far.
Yeah, I think it's universally loved backers to the whiteboards.
No negative comments.
No, none at all.
The problem is now is I want them for all the whiteboards, like for all the whiteboards we put out.
We could do that.
We could do a Goose gym mark for them all.
Yeah.
We're tempted to
Is
change
that
it.
what you call your themed question mark? A Gustian mark?
Yeah, it's our logo. It's our micro logo. It's like without the writing is the Gustian mark. And it was when it was first created, that's what I was told it was called. And it used to have a little tail on the bottom of the tittle.
Draw it.
It used to have a little. Will it come off the vinyl? Okay.
Oh, that was not a confident head nod.
The
used to have a
quality.
little,
Of course it
like,
does.
Sort of tail like this. And actually, you can see it on the back of some of the. Actually, on our Facebook, here's a real Easter egg for you. You can see it in the repeating pattern in the back of the Facebook logo that we've got up. It has
Easter egg.
the little tail still on the logo because that's how long ago it was.
Do you get annoyed when people ask you why it's called Goose's Quizzes?
Nah. Like, although when I was walking the dog this morning, someone, I don't know if you've ever walked dogs in the dog park. Yeah. Like, you talk to the other people, but you don't know their names, but you know their dogs' names. And so I was doing the usual thing, and then someone just goes, Goose's Quizzes! I was like, yeah, no, it is me. And then we did the Twitch quiz loads, and I was like, oh, that's really cool to hear. So, and then they said, this must happen to you all the time. And I was like, less than you imagine. So, it does happen every so often. It happened when I was in Liverpool. And it happened.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But we were across the whole country, I suppose. Maybe they were from the Wirral. I didn't ask them.
Andy Robertson's a
Big fan.
Across the world.
Yeah, we were big in Kazakhstan for a while and a few different places. So I'm sure if I went there and found the one person who did it in Kazakhstan,
Thank you to NordVPN for that one.
Good luck.
but yeah, no, it has. But no, the little Easter egg, I enjoy that. Our old logo, the very very original logo, is in the background of the of the repeating pattern in the background of our Facebook. I think it's on our Facebook logo. So there you go.
There we go. Wow, something for people at home.
Yeah,
Go have a
yeah.
look. If you
completionist
can,
out
if you can spot the logo, give it a like.
And it's when the logo was originated for when I ran one pub quiz, and it was called Goose's World Famous Pub Quiz. And that was the original name.
What was the first pub?
The Golf Tavern.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Golf Tavern. Don't run it anymore.
Yeah, I was
so
gonna say, I tried to move on quickly.
deep shade. No, I really like it there. And the guy that runs it, Jim's a nice guy, so have a lot of time. He doesn't like me, but you know.
Oh, so I'm going to be quiet there because I got a story that I was going to tell you that I can't tell on air that I was planning to tell
Oh,
you
I
today.
think I really do. Is it really bad?
It's not really bad, but
It
you
would
know
feel
who
bad.
it's you know who it's
It
about.
would feel bad if we do it on our
Yeah, so I'm
podcast.
gonna hold up
right.
and we'll remind each other.
That's
Sorry,
fine.
listeners,
Yeah,
what a
yeah.
tease I am.
Yeah, no, we're good.
Sign up to Goose After Dark to hear that one. Scott's just pulled his microphone out of the table there.
Dump it.
Oh,
It's the dump ban. All of this last 20 seconds can be dumped.
Yeah, we did a question, right?
Yeah. So Risk.
I love a risk. I love risk. By the way.
Oceania, Australasia, whatever you want to
I
call
only
it.
played it once.
Well, let's find out if you retained that knowledge. Goose, you can go first. You said
4.
percent.
I said 82%.
82%.
I think it's 4 territories though.
Yeah, so let me just put that there. 82. Mark.
I thought it was one, like,
Yeah.
I just thought it was one thing, but I still went with 85%.
85%. Okay.
I've
low.
gone too low.
I've never played it. I said 12 and 27%.
Oh, no, it's not that.
No, America's like made up of like 15, I think.
Not even that.
I don't think
it
it's
was
even
that
15.
many, yeah.
So
Or
there's.
Asia's made
I think
up
it's like
of a lot.
26 in the whole game.
Oh no, there's definitely more than that. I think.
Yeah, so if you want the answer, it's 4. It's 4.
there we
4 territories for that one. I can't name them. I'm not going to try.
Oh, the territories.
North Australia,
North,
South Australia?
South, East,
I think
West,
it's east,
maybe.
I think it's east and west Australia, and then you have islands above it. So I think it's.
Yeah.
I think you have Papua New Guinea and
Right, where all the kookaburras are.
and something else, but I can't think what the other one is.
Okay. Well, yeah, the answer is 4.
It's usually pink.
But the percentage for this one. So, yeah, we've got a split. We've got 27 from Scott, 82 from Goose, 85 from Mark.
I'm gonna be kiboshed this. I'm gonna be really really sad.
Well, the percentage for this one from all the teams that have been asked, this came out at 36.4.
Wow.
What?
I thought you had nerdier audiences.
Yeah, so
What?
much lower. So that means Scott is closest, only 9.4 away. Then Goose, 45.6, and then
That was
Mark.
just a 1 point question then.
Yeah.
So like
That's nonsense.
that's all the people that got at least 1 point in that question.
Yeah, it was just right or wrong. There's
Right,
no
okay.
leeway for that
Yeah,
one.
there's no
And then
leeway.
48.6 away, Mark, after that.
Wow.
See, I probably should have thought that into mine. In my head, I was going with the margin of error. There, you know, that's what you get for not listening.
I thought it was just straightforward. I was like, yeah, there's 4. People have played Risk, and people should know. But I realized I played Risk quite a lot. I do love a board game. So, you a board game person?
I would like to play more, but I was actually speaking to the guy. It's not really a board game, but I've really got into Dungeons and Dragons recently.
Okay, right. It's something we've tried a number of times to get into.
I'd love to, like, I've watched, like, over the past year, that's basically the only thing I've watched.
Really?
Because there's loads of stuff out there.
Yeah.
And so the one is called Dimension 20, and, like, there'll be D&D fans who know exactly what I mean when I say that. And we've just binged I was about to we can't swear
can
the
find
shit
it.
out of that.
Yeah, yeah.
And so we watched all that, and we're obsessed with it. And like it comes out weekly now, but it comes out like midnight America time. So
Right.
we have to go radio silence all day, like,
Right.
which is quite annoying. And then we watch it when we get home from work and stuff. So
That's really
but
cool.
obsessed. We got so into it.
I would really like to get into Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, I'll send you because some of them are on YouTube. I will send you the best one to start with. and they're funny and they're easily accessible. They don't make it too stupid and too.
When you say you're into it, do you play?
I've not, but I'm desperate to play it.
Right.
But I don't have anyone. It's been a busy time moving, so that we've not had time to start a campaign. I think I might start one. I don't really want to be the DM, which is the dungeon master. I don't really want a DM yet, because I think I should probably play a game before I host a game.
I think you'd be a good dungeon master, though.
I think I probably would be as well. But I
think you'd be a solid dungeon master.
Should we get a campaign together?
you can do online ones very easily.
Again, I think we should, but it's always a time issue.
It'd have to be online. True. You'd have to, because it's so.
We're like we've done 2 Dungeons and Dragons things. We started a campaign, and we found out Louis is a massive backstabber, and that was the end of the campaign that we did that time.
Yeah.
And just because we ran out of time, and then the other one we did like a day one, like a one
shot.
That's the one shot. I think it was fun.
One shots are good, but like you kind of have to and backstory for 10 minutes and go, because you don't really have a lot of time to.
Yeah, but it was okay. We did that on Twitch.
Yeah,
it was...
but no board games. A few. Like I mainly I'll play cards.
Oh yeah.
I know you play poker.
Big fan.
Yeah, that's it.
A lot of poker. In fact, I've not played for a little while, so I need to get back into some poker. Oh, we should have played some poker.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, well, you know.
We can have a game after this.
No.
We could. What time are we at? We could play poker on the stream. This would be great fun. Yeah.
Get poker camera.
Yeah, get the camera up.
Oh, at the end of the card table.
That's too hard.
The very easy way of doing that is just play Poker Stars and share it on the screen.
Yeah.
Which we ended up actually doing. I had a few guys over, and there were some guys who were playing virtually, and we just played Poker Stars.
So we there was a website that was created during lockdown
right.
of a guy who basically you could set up your own games,
Right.
and you just all got a link. One person set up the table, you got a link, and it went on, and you shared it with all your people. But because everyone was in lockdown, everyone wanted to play their own home games. So the website crashed constantly.
Right.
So you had to log in, like from 3 hours before you wanted to start the game.
Oh, right.
To make sure you got a table, because this guy's servers were just like, I'm a guy. It was a bit of a fun idea, and he didn't realize. And he's like minted now, but like.
Yeah. It's tough. We're not sure if it's completely random cards that you get in the home games.
The home games,
Poker
yeah.
Stars.
That's the best alternative. So.
Poker Stars is fun though, and it means you get lots of hands.
But they take a rake anyway. We're getting to.
In home games,
I think they'll take a rake, don't they?
They do no. In home games, I don't think they do.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure actually. You might be right though. But I think it's a set rake.
Okay.
I think it's a set amount across the whole game.
Yeah.
So
We were too cheap for that.
I think you take like 50p basic off everyone for playing, which we were like, sweet.
That's right.
Yeah. But there's people who are much richer than I am at the table, and I'm like, a 5 or 8. Anyway, sorry.
Final one.
Oh yeah.
Final Q. Question 5. So answer percentage people taking part 2. Question 5. What name is given to an Australian beer glass just smaller than a pint? So percentage, how many teams got this one correct? What name is given to an Australian beer glass just smaller than a pint?
Now this is something I'm scared of. I don't want these.
Right.
When I go over.
Okay.
You do get them.
You do get them though, don't you? Because it's just more opportunity. You have to go up to the bar more.
It's
Yeah,
also
it doesn't get as warm.
cold. It doesn't get as warm, yeah.
Yeah, but you know,
Okay.
if you're an absolute legend like I am,
Smash in the
don't let
pints.
them go cold. Yeah.
Okay, what am I thinking?
They sound here's one for Goose. I think it sounds like a Scottish rugby player.
Oh wait, have I got the right answer?
I'm presuming he knows the answer.
Well, I got the wrong answer.
I thought I did know the right answer.
Okay.
Now I'm
God,
really
now I'm
nervous.
scared. Now I'm scared because I might have got myself wrong here.
Okay. We got a little head to head between
think I'm
these
good.
two.
Oh no.
Have I said the word Pierre and Scottish rugby player?
Oh right, yeah. It
Okay,
does.
I am right. Good. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, sounds like is I would say.
little bit,
It has a. You know what we're talking about. here.
Pierre Pintman. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, when the show was then, we seemed pretty confident in the answers.
got
Side
it
of
wrong,
things.
but-
We got a schooner.
Schooner.
Actually, what I said was exactly how Scott just said it. That's how I spelled mine. Schooner.
I was referencing Pierre Schumann.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
Legend.
People
big,
can
big
decide.
man of God.
Met him.
A stretch.
Really?
I used
Huge
to
man.
I used to produce the Edinburgh Rugby podcast.
Did you?
Yeah, I didn't know a thing about rugby, but it was easy Benjamins. So you'll do what you're told. Yeah.
That's with what's the guy's name?
Alan.
Yes.
Whatever his name. That's not what he's called, but Alan.
Yeah,
whatever his name
yeah.
is,
Everyone knows him something different. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. Apologies.
No, good. Do you want to shout out any other work you've been doing? If people want to listen to...
I do a podcast about American football, but we've just stopped doing it for 2 months because we're all too busy. So, you're fine.
There's no American football.
Clear and
now,
Oblivious, an NFL podcast. If you like the NFL, it's good.
Anyway. Nice. There we go.
Okay. I've listened to a couple of episodes.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, Schooner.
How much is a schooner? Like, how much is it in, like, moles?
It's like 2/3 of a pound, I'm pretty sure.
This is where we get a Louis look up.
A schooner is a type of sailing vessel.
Plays as a hooker for the Scotland national
Really,
team.
really awkward to get over the bar.
I can give you a measurement. It is...
This should be the game. How much is it?
No, there's a few different sizes. It seems like 379 milliliters.
That feels
379. So that's
like
just
a
bigger than the
weird
can of Coke.
measurement because it feels like it should be 400 mil.
Wait. So in all Australian states other than South Australia, a schooner is a 425 milliliter, 3/4 of an imperial pint pre-metrication.
Right, okay. It's like a can, like our normal beer cans.
Oh, right,
Bit
okay,
more
yeah.
than that. That's
This
fine.
is a pint.
Yeah, that's fine. But
I
normal
thought you
beer
were having a
cans.
look to be like.
But if you're in South Australia,
Oh, yeah. Tasmania, am I right?
pubs and clubs, the term schooner refers to a glass with a capacity of 285 milliliters,
Oh.
I think we call them middies.
known as a
Midi-
pot
I see.
elsewhere in Australia, or a midi in New South Wales
Oh,
and
there we
Western Australia.
go.
These were half an imperial pint pre-metrication.
Pre-metrication.
So
So
there's
what we would say there is half pint.
there's no legal definition. So you can end up with a 285 mil, a 425 mil.
That wouldn't happen in Scotland.
No,
Our weights and measures laws are tight as.
exactly.
You get a drink pulled back at you if you don't have the right... Is that a thing? Do you have all the pints are in the right glasses? Or do you just have, like...
Some.
Okay.
A lot of pubs will just have generic
Yeah.
generic headmaster glasses.
Because I didn't think that would annoy me when I was, like, first started drinking. I was like, yeah, I don't care. Put the tenants in a dark fruit strongbow glass. And now I'm like,
It's good to me.
this is ridiculous.
The
It's not what I-
aesthetics all
it's not what I
wrong.
pay for.
There is a new glass in the market, well, maybe for the past few years, and I'll ask you what you think it is, that is definitely the best pint glass on the market.
Okay. Oh.
And we had it the other night, and I hope you agree that you think it's the best pint glass in the market.
For ages, Innocent Gun was the one that was like, they were very nice glasses.
The tall, kind of
I like them.
The green.
right
Yeah.
yellow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see their marketing campaign a few years back?
Well, they
They
just
gave them
open,
away.
Open the
Oh,
way,
yeah.
Grand
Yeah.
Shrug. I thought it was quite cool.
Don't steal our glasses. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very
That
good.
was pretty cool. The one I'm thinking of is Camden Towns.
Oh, the stubby things.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
no.
they're great.
Oh,
Oh, no.
How did we get on this podcast?
No.
How did we not vet this before? This is the dump button for the whole podcast. No. I think they're great. I think they fit the hand really nicely.
Yeah.
They're like a good drink as well.
It is nice to hold, but I don't like a wide brim. Again, I'm going to go back to Tenants. Tenants is the best. I think it's just perfect.
Straight up. Yeah, well, not
Basic,
straight up.
simple.
Slightly tapered. Like
Slightly tapered. Just the logo. Nothing else. Beautiful. That's
there
what
was a
I'm
Foster's glass a good while back. It was good, but it didn't stack.
oh.
And glasses that don't stack, as we know, are an issue.
Yeah. Horrible.
Chalices. All that nonsense.
Yeah, chalices are not my
Stella
thing.
chalice.
I'm not. Stella chalices are. They're probably nice to the chalices, but still a big nightmare. Big old nightmare in the bar. Percentages, should you?
Yeah, so you have to show me what you put down. So, Mark, you said
91.
91.
91.
Oh,
Scott,
83.
83. And Goose,
87.
87.
Splitting them. No, not quite.
Splitting them, yeah.
Speaking of
Nightmare.
beers, could I have a gin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get it sorted out. Pardon me.
Wow.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, we did.
I think everyone did, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I really tried to like.
We've all got headphones on.
Well, you didn't
You
try
know
hard
what?
enough.
I don't think. I think these are noise cancelling headphones, and I really can't hear.
I mean, you were still looking at us when you did it.
Burp straight into
No, I
the
was doing
microphone.
this.
You were still looking at us, though. You could have turned.
I did turn. Did I not?
I wasn't looking,
Let's go to the
and I
tape.
still heard it.
It was louder than I think I was expecting it to be. Apologies, everyone. We'll edit that out for the podcast.
We won't.
So, percentages. We've got pretty close. I mean, 83, 87, 91 is how you guys have stacked up.
I bet it's really low.
So I'll get these on screen as well. So Goose, you're 87. Scott, you're 83. Mark, you're 91. You're all up there. You can have a look-see. Nice. You can wave at the cameras. The reveal. So it is Schooner. Well done. You all scooted correctly. The percentage for that one from all the teams that have been asked came out at...
Oh, it is quite low.
Lower than everyone said, 63.3. So Scott is closest.
What would people say?
19.7 away. Then Goose 23.7. Then Mark's farthest away.
Say
27.
like
What would-
Stein or
A Stein or...
Fine, yeah.
But Stein, I think, is
Stubbies, I think
big.
that's quite
Stubby,
right.
maybe, is the other
Stubbies.
one.
Stubby.
A midi.
I might go and have a look at that and see what the answers that people have put in for that
Yeah.
have been.
Then contact them, see what they said.
Like, guys.
Cancel the bars that have those people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Scott's closest.
That was the fifth question, right?
That was the fifth one, yeah.
Oh,
Don't call it a comeback.
I don't know what we're at the moment.
Well,
I think this could be actually a three-way tie.
so I can't see until we reveal on screen either, but I can see who's got the best average distance.
All right.
I'm gonna put it out there. I think I've got a good average distance.
Okay.
I think I've done well average-wise.
I only went good in the last two questions.
So I've been secretly keeping my score, so I'm just gonna.
What?
Oh.
Can't help myself,
done
can I?
this before.
Okay, this is when we find out the maths is wrong here.
Yeah. Well, no. Also, like, I could also be wrong.
Such a producer.
Yeah. I can't help myself.
It just
Well, let's go through. So we'll reveal Goose first of all. He seemed pretty confident in his score. So if I click this, first and 10 points.
which means now we know.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. So he's just.
It must be a three-way tie.
Well, we'll find out in a
Oh,
second.
because it's 30 points total.
There's 30 points total.
If it is,
If it is, there has to be a tiebreaker. Hello.
No.
Come on, yeah, come on.
no, we'll have a guest leaderboard. We won't do tiebreakers
okay.
because Mark got.
Oh! So wait, how does that work? Oh, because we had a tie.
I got third.
There was
with
a
9
tie,
points,
yeah.
Apparently.
There was a tie at one
You
point.
need to read it out because people can't.
So going through, Goose is in first currently, 10 points. We did Mark's reveal. He's in third on 9 points. So that means Scott is going to be first and 10 points as well. He brought it back.
It's a tie. It's a tie.
See, I would argue that did I get 2 or 3 points for the second one? Because if I got 2 points for the second one, then I'm on 9 points. If I got 3 points for the second one, then I'd be on 10 points.
Then I'd be on
Then he'd
You'd
been
be on
11
9
points.
Oh yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I'd outright win. But you know, I'm
So yeah, you should
Keep it as it is.
both be
Well,
complaining.
I'm glad I'm quitting.
you know what I'm happier about is Mark came on here on the last podcast and absolutely dominated and like got every question, got close on everyone, and he's come on this one and lost. So
I wasn't drinking that last one. I cared for my job back then.
and now it's just like
Now it's
whatever.
like,
I'll say whatever I
Got
want.
one final quiz and then that's me done.
So yeah, very close. I mean, a tie for first between you two, 10 points. Mark in third.
Well done.
Not even second. Third on
Wow.
9 points.
Scott's the silent assassin when it comes to these games.
Yeah, I mean, if you want your average score from the 5 guesses, Mark, you're 115.5.
That's
Oh, no,
the-
you're
this
told.
is Some,
Sorry.
some,
You did
some, yeah,
Doing.
difference.
The difference, you're 115.5. Goose was 110.3, and Scott was 98.3.
Oh,
So Scott was closer.
by about 12.
Yeah, so Scott had the better numbers.
Oh, well played. Although, just because they are high numbers for 5 questions.
They're not great,
Yeah.
but there were some surprising ones in there. Yeah, there were some tricky ones. So, you know, there was a 20%er in there, 60%.
Did you write me one of them as well?
Wow.
Thanks so much.
So,
Also,
so there we go. Yeah, we'll track what you got, Mark.
It's a real shame. I thought I was going to do better. I thought I had a really strong start as well.
Didn't do bad.
I thought
No, that's the thing.
very
There was a
close.
few of those questions which I am quite genuine. Was like, I'm really surprised at the percentage that came out of them.
That's why I play the game.
And that is the game that we play, the percentage game on GQHQPQ. So thank you very much for taking part. Do we still have a bit of time? What's our situation?
Current time is 5:30.
Yeah, we can wrap the podcast up and then just keep talking.
Yeah. We just have to say, quite genuinely, and not, Joel's would say, it's been an absolute pleasure having you as a host with us. You can call us like an exit interview and tell us everything that's really terrible about our company. Here's a question: have you got highlights from?
Well, I don't know. I feel like I've done a lot of bars, which is quite good. I've been all over.
You've done a lot.
Because obviously listeners and viewers won't know, but like kind of since lockdown, I've not also had a bar anymore because I've been like a weekly bar.
Yeah, because the way we work is that people. Host gets a regular quiz, and then we try and keep them there every week from then on.
Makes sense.
But Mark's been kind of more
I've been the first cover person.
The cover hero.
The travelling salesperson.
So I've kind of, and before that, I was just desperate for the work. Back in uni, so I would say yes to anything.
So I fell in love with it.
There was a while where you were doing a lot of quizzes a week for us.
Too many.
Yeah, it was busy.
Yeah.
It was a busy schedule for you.
Yeah,
Before we had the marking system even better than it is when it was then.
Yeah, you just had to hope that you had a Word document and just hope for the best.
That was.
Miss those days.
Now it feels a lot more succinct.
Yeah, a bit more streamlined.
Yeah.
I know how to say deoxyribonucleic acid.
I mean, I still don't know how to say it.
Nice,
But
proud of you.
That's the question I take the most. I can't say. There's certain words you always fall on. I still don't know my Roman numerals. That's horrific.
Really?
Oh, it's so bad. However, because you read through the questions, like, yeah, I know that one. Yeah, read through that one. All good. And like, yeah, I know. Of course, I know what that is. Yeah, don't need to think. And then I get to it, and I'm like, question number. Actually, 1 second, guys. And I'll put the music back up. Sorry, I just need to check something.
Quick Google.
Absolute quick Google. Henry IV.
It's what we get Louis the 14th, so Louis the 13th, is it? That we do questions about every so often, and it's like that's the one I struggle with.
I can imagine that.
XIV.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be Louis the 14th.
Yeah, but just all the Roman numerals. I'm bad. I'm trying to think. I just feel like I've done a lot of the quizzes.
Yeah,
I've just done them.
You probably had the most tense technical moment recently that we've ever had, which was, and we've never really had a situation I'd say like it before, where like for everyone at home or you're listening along, our setup is pretty straightforward. We have a laptop and a mixer and a mic and all this kind of stuff, and so all the hosts have that stuff. The laptops, we don't keep good laptops because we have to replace them fairly regularly, and they fall apart or someone spills stuff on them, which actually doesn't happen that much, but it can happen. But then Mark got to a quiz, and
the day before I was quizzing, it was absolutely fine.
Yeah,
I rocked up to the quiz the next day, and the screen wouldn't turn on.
It's just like
it turned on, but the screen was gone.
It was showing some pretty bad stuff, and it was like, oh, we actually don't know how to deal with the situation from afar. And so we're all chatting away on our back house system thing, and something like, we're just going to get another laptop there. There's no other option here than just. So it's like, please stall for a while, and we'll be along with another laptop as soon as possible. So that was
a nice bar and let that happen. That was the night. I won't say who it is, but there was a Scottish football pundit / commentator who was in the bar that night and came and stood at the bar next to me. And it was a bit of a he was chatting up the barmaid, and he was very loud and got me to go through all the questions again and tried to cheat me out of questions. And then the wildest thing I think was that it got to 9:30. We were probably about round number 4, and he ordered soup.
Oh yeah, you said that.
This is
so weird.
Absolutely bonkers choice to make it at 9:30.
It's also for somebody like how you just described, quite boisterous, being quite loud at the bar. To order soup, it's like a burger, maybe totally fine, or even a thing of chips. But soup feels like
he asked the barmaid, "What's the soup today?" And she went, "Oh, it's a red pepper." And you went, "Oh, it's a bit nippy." And I was like, who describes a red pepper soup as a bit nippy?
As like spicy.
Yeah, that's what he was trying to get the hint at. And she was like, I don't know. I've not had it.
Sounds like you'd add pepper and make anything a bit nippy.
yeah. So, but he had a soup and ate it all. So yeah, there's your.
Yeah, I mean, soup after pints is a strange.
Oh, well, it was during. It was more just kind of
soup during pints.
it's a liquidy.
That does feel
evening.
weird. Is it an alcoholic soup or is it just your
Could be.
What pint glass do you serve a soup in? That's the real question.
a spooner? No, a soup. No, I can't get schooner in.
He's
soup.
trying. He's trying.
Soup.
Keep going.
I'm done. That was my attempt at trying to get soup and spoon to work together. But
You could argue that the Camden beer glasses are so stupid and so big that they could be used as soup bowls. There you go.
so rude. I really like the Camden guys as well. Like the folk that do Camden, I think they're solid. They're good on Instagram and everything. So I would like Camden to get in touch with us because I like their glasses so much. I enjoy their beer even more because they've got. I like Camden as well. Actually, the Camden ale.
They actually
nice.
do have nice beer. Like I'm not like the Hells is nice.
I want to do Camden quizzes.
We might have to be pretty proactive with that. I don't think we should sit back and wait for them.
I don't know.
They're listening.
They'll be in touch.
Hey,
It's like-
Cam, Dennis, come to us.
They love it. I love that. That's that
Tell
is.
us, yeah.
I
That's
also,
how they named it.
I
Not because they're from
enjoy.
Camden.
I enjoy. Yeah, fair. I hope they listen. It's like, oh, some guys like our glasses, so
Finally.
yeah, and one
We've
guy
been
didn't
wa-
like the glasses.
We've
so
been waiting for feedback for so long.
yeah.
Glass soup bowls.
Well, I did like them until that one guy.
yeah. So it's like,
Need confirmation he's fired first.
and bad moments from the quizzes. Anything that stands
nah,
out.
Nothing really. I mean, you get bad. How people.
What's your least favorite type of quizzer?
What was it the other night? It was the well, the first thing that comes to mind, the things that people do are what's the capital of England, and they go, oh, Manchester.
Yeah, honestly. What you've just explained there is, I think, potentially the lowest of the low.
Yeah.
quizzes.
You can do whatever you want with quiz names, obviously, but like, I give you a team name theme, and then you go Quizzy Rascals or
Yeah.
Quiz on My Face. I'm like,
It's not even just that. It's that when they come up, they give it to you as if like
It's the first person to ever
Yeah,
hear it.
you've never heard it before. It's
Yeah.
like, I bet you've never heard this one. Quiz
this
Team Aguilera. Come on now.
or there good moments are kind of when, so you'll know you get quite now and then you'll get quite an offensive team name, and you're just like, I'm not going to read that out. Like you can make rude team names and funny and relevant.
Yeah.
And all that, that's fine, but like there's something just like, and one team got quite angry, and you're just like, well, tell me why. This I'm not even going to say what it's about. X joke is funny. Tell me why that's as funny. Yeah, and they're like, it's like, yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's, but you get a few teams like that. But in 99% of the time, it's always been a good job.
Well, that's a nice thing to hear from you as you put
that on the website.
A nice job.
It's been a
If
nice
you're looking
job
for work.
to do. We actually, what this is, I feel, is kicked off is our Where Are They Now feature of our podcast, where what we might do is go back and revisit people who have been on, say, the podcast before, or a host, because we've had most of our hosts over the years in the podcast. And actually what happened the other day on the live stream when Lou and I were chatting was that one of our hosts, Tyler, who used to be a really fun host with us, we bumped into him at the Fringe in 2019, and it was like really nice to see him and have an actual chat. And he was on the podcast a few years before that. And actually suddenly we were like, I'd really like to know what Tyler's up to. And so now we're like, well, if we can Zoom people in and have a podcast live like this and Zoom, it's like, oh, we might do a revisit section and say, oh, let's go back and see some of the. So we didn't talk about this, but with you, Scott.
That's fine.
Sounds like more work for you.
I feel
I
like
can
that-
tell
The
you what Tyler's
GQ
doing.
Hall of Fame.
I didn't realize he had a different Instagram that I'm not following, and so now I'm like going through the.
Sounds like somebody wants to get away from you.
Yeah, I know.
What did he reach out to you guys and say? Oh, you should follow this new Instagram.
Yeah, we've been following for
We're all
ages.
going for going for a pint after.
He's
this.
huge on TikTok, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys, dickheads! You're making me feel like a bad person.
No.
We're all off for schooners after this.
Yeah. I hope you enjoy that schooner there, and I hope every time you feel like it's just a little bit too little.
Schooner of Camden Ale. Can't wait.
Even smaller and
Just get smaller.
no, it has been an absolute. I mean, as always, you've been a genuine, and I think we haven't even talked about is that all the way through lockdown, you were on the event side of stuff. So
Yeah.
on the the sort of private events. So that's all the businesses and charities we worked with over that time as well. And you were one of our stalwarts in the Christmas rush, which was
Oh, that was busy.
the 2020 Christmas rush was probably the most intense December of quizzing we've ever
That
had.
week we had where I think on across 4 days I had a 3, a 2, a 1, and then another 3, and all on the same day, and it was like, because they were you got into a rhythm of how to run them, but you were just like, this is madness and pretty busy. Which I think I've probably done online ones as well for I think the most I've done was 250 online as well, and you're trying to try to put team names into them, and I'm just like, Louis, help! There's too many people here, and then but no.
Yeah, there was an intense time in 2020 when we were just it was when everyone's Christmas party was cancelled, and then we were like, right, we'll come to the rescue. Quizzes online, let's do this.
Yeah.
But no, it was we did. I remember doing quizzes where we would do the live stream, and then both of us were going to do quizzes afterwards, like online as well with private stuff. So
God bless Mark's spreadsheet. That was an absolute king of a Google Doc. That was just like for 3 months. I didn't want that was my homepage for 3 months. Because you just didn't have to. You had to always be on board about who's doing what, where is it going.
Yeah. Oh no, it was.
They were fun. They were fun.
Well, I mean, it was an intense time that we and you were one of the hosts that we kept on at that point. So as in we kept active at that point, because
I was about.
Yeah, you were about, and you knew the tech systems.
I was going to say that.
You knew online audio, so it was very helpful. But no, it was an absolute pleasure having you as
Thank you very
host.
much.
And
I
now you've got one quiz left. Where's your last quiz?
Victoria.
Victoria, you're doing Victoria.
Never one of my originals. Never one, but I've covered a few times. Yeah.
I've been to the quiz there, really enjoyed it, but I've not had a chance to actually host it. So
You should do Harry's.
You can do it instead if you want.
nah, I might come down though.
Sure.
And come and say hi.
I want to. Yeah. I used to do Harry's, which was Boga Bar as well.
It's not changed anything, I don't think.
That's
yet.
nothing there. Yeah.
I really want to. It's a good venue. Like I think.
It was a bit quiet.
Yeah,
Shame.
it should have picked up.
But Victoria's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, best bar was Inverleith, by the way. I'll say that now. We don't do them anymore. But
The Inverleith, which is now Spears again.
down at the bottom, down in Inverleith,
Yeah, which
on
is
the corner.
Spears again.
Yeah, for the next little while. Yeah.
Back when we ran it, it was great.
They went with us though. Are they back to an old bar? Are they back to a new bar? Are they? What's happened?
Oh, I've not cycled by in a little while. But
Oh, right.
last time I was, there was still the to let sign outside.
Ah,
Yeah,
no,
I think it's saying that. But I remember that was the best one to host. It was just nice locals and an easy setup,
That's what you always
which is
want.
what you want.
That's the
That's what you
dream,
always
right?
Plug
Yeah.
in, turn the volume up. Oh, what a dream!
My top was always Lebowski's. Went back in Lebowski's existed. It was always the one that was like walk in, easy setup, straight in, and I was always a little bit tipsy by the time I got there.
Or high dive, because I think I'm the only person that's ever done high dive.
I think you're right. Yeah, we're actually
I started
meant to be
that
coming
one.
back to high dive.
Yeah,
That's
and by
meant
the
to
end of it, the chef was just making me stuff without asking.
Yeah,
So
amazing.
I just have stuff land on my desk. And I'm a big guy, but I'm not eating a full Mars bar and marshmallow calzone at 10:30 at night every week. So, but I appreciate it. So.
Well, we should probably wrap up there.
Yep.
Any other questions from Mark that we have that we want to get before he goes away?
No, I think I covered everything. That's it.
Any big advice from Scott for going to Australia?
Slip, slap, slop.
Yes.
And rap.
Slip, slop, slap. No hat, no play.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Slip, slap,
I mean,
rap.
if you get stuck, I got family in Australia if you need him. So.
Yeah, good folk. Good
Yeah, I'll
folk.
go Scott's.
Specifically
I'll go
Sydney.
Scott's family rather than my uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you've got an uncle there.
Yeah, lives in Melbourne. Yeah.
Ah, right. Yeah, get to
Yeah,
Melbourne.
it'll be fine.
Melbourne.
I'll walk.
Melbourne.
It's not far, is it?
Melbourne.
It's not-
Nah, nothing's that far away in Australia. It's pretty small.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's real commutable.
Yeah. But yeah, we wish you the best of luck in Australia.
Thank you very much.
And good luck. Okay.
I might be back at some point. But, you know.
Well, yeah, do let us know.
Yeah.
And obviously, if you're looking for quiz work in Australia, we'll always be looking for that Australian arm of Goose's quizzes. You know.
I just the hilarity of Goose Quiz's maps. You go, oh, yeah, this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to zoom out
Oh,
pretty
St
far.
Andrews. Oh, okay. I was like, That's Sydney.
I will always set it to
the
be
Western Territory?
all of them straight away. Yeah, absolutely. No, it's been a pleasure, and so we thank you so much. And obviously, as winners, Scott and I will walk away as champions of the.
Real humble.
Yeah, we are humble people, I would say. And this is really us just putting you in your place, coming back.
Yeah.
Thanks very much for coming on, but
Had to be done.
we had to get you on. None of these scores.
Can't leave on a high. Have to leave on a crush you into the ground. We made you, and we'll finish you.
Just remember who knows quizzes. I didn't even crack out at any point today why it's called Goose's Quizzes. And that's why it's called Goose's Quizzes. And sometimes Scott's Quizzes, but mostly Goose's Quizzes. But no, it's been a pleasure. Who wants to wrap up? Louis.
Yeah, thank you for watching, listening, however you've absorbed this podcast. Hope you've enjoyed it. We'll be back some point soon. If you're just tuning in now, you can go back and listen to older ones as well. There's what a catalog we've got.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and you can head to the website. You can find out quizzes. You can go to IRL, and the stream stuff's there too, so you can take part virtually. And I think that is pretty much it. So everyone can wave by the camera now. Scott can say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goose could say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Mark can say goodbye.
Good day.
All right.
Hey.
I like it. And I can wave and say goodbye as well. And now we can watch Scott scuttle over to the computer.
Gremlin mode. Initiate.
Go.